Hi everybody, Dr. Satterley here. I'm checking in with you today to talk to you about an assignment here on Canvas that you will work on for the next time we get together on your upcoming callback day. I'd like to tell you in advance that you'll get the most out of this activity on callback day if you work through the materials posted on Canvas before that time. Look at them reflectively, look at them critically, and engage yourself in them so that you're most prepared to participate in the activity on callback day. You don't need to submit anything in advance, but I would like you to look at the materials. As the title suggests, this activity is on differential diagnosis and clinical decision making. Differential diagnosis is one of the most important things that you will do in caring for a patient. It allows you to consider all of the various possibilities that could be going on with a patient related to the chief complaint. It prevents you from attaching on to one diagnosis with bias and potentially missing another. In order to make a differential diagnosis, you have to be well read in clinical diseases, and the more clinical experience you have, the better you get at making a differential diagnosis. A well-seasoned professor of mine in medical school always said to us, if you don't know about the entity, you can't think about it. And if you haven't read about it and become familiar with the characteristics of that disease entity, you certainly won't recognize it if a patient presents with it or complains of it. That professor always also said that if you hang so tightly onto your initial diagnostic impression before you rule out other possibilities, you could actually seriously injure or even kill a patient. Truer words have never been spoken, and the longer I practice, the more deeply I come to understand the truth of this professor's statement. Everything, even something like the lowly sinus infection that's labeled a sinus infection in the chart, really has a differential diagnosis. Take, for example, when we label something pharyngitis. The good and well-versed clinician knows in the back of their head and should somewhat discuss with the patient, without causing undue anxiety, that there is other possibilities other than a straightforward viral or bacterial pharyngitis. The differential for pharyngitis, especially if it's associated with adenopathy, and the one that I'm going to list here is not exhaustive, includes viral pharyngitis, bacterial pharyngitis, both strep and non-strep. It includes mononucleosis caused by Epstein-Barr virus or cytomegalovirus. It includes allergies. It includes sinus infection. It also includes things like leukemia. So you have to keep that tucked in the back of your head. Listing a good differential diagnosis helps you to externalize your thought process, because when you list the differential, you should always briefly justify why you think something is or isn't what you think it is, and justify why something is top on the list as opposed to bottom on the list. This externalization of your thought process will help you in the future care for the patient. It will help other providers care for the patient, and in the unfortunate event of a lawsuit, it will also help you defend why you did what you did. So the differential is of utmost importance. I want you to think about this, and I want you to look over the materials. Please consider participating in the voluntary Zoom chat, which I will offer before the callback day related to this activity. That will be voluntary, and the date will be announced soon. Beyond that, I look forward to seeing you. Enjoy your learning process. Get as much as you can out of the clinical year. And remember, stamp out disease wherever it rules its ugly head. Take care and peace.